Welcome to The Lead. I'm Jake Tapper, and we start today in our politics lead with the stunning reversal from something President Biden and the White House have for months and months and months said he would emphatically not do. Pardon his adult son, Hunter, who was convicted of 12 federal crimes, 6 of them felonies, including tax evasion and unlawful gun possession. Sources told CNN today that President Biden did not go through the office of the pardon attorney at the Justice Department, as is standard. In fact, President Biden has been discussing pardoning his son with top aides since Hunter's conviction in June, according to NBC News' reporting, while at the same time, the president was telling the rest of us this.
Let me ask you, will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes. I'm extremely proud of my son, Hunter. He has overcome an addiction. He's one of the brightest, most decent men I know. And I am satisfied that I'm not going to do anything. I said I abide by the jury decision, and I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
President Biden lying about this, of course, makes others in his administration and allies either credulous or complicit, including White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, who's been saying this for months to the American people.
Is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No.
Well,
I just said no. I just answered. I could speak for the president, and he said he would not pardon his son.
Does the president have any intention of pardoning him?
We've been asked that question multiple times. Our answer stands, which is no.
The answer does not stand. There was, of course, a political benefit to President Biden and his allies telling this lie. In June, when Hunter Biden was found guilty on 3 felony gun charges, his father, the president, was still running for re-election against former President Donald Trump, and Democrats and progressives saw this as an opportunity to contrast the current and former president.
I don't think there's any chance that President Biden is going to do that, unlike his predecessor, who pardoned all of his friends and anyone who had any access to him.
What is before us is a president who is living the rule of law. He is living it in the most personal way. He is not pardoning his son, which he could do. He is not doing it because he is living what it means to have a rule of law in this country.
Living the rule of law. Beyond the pardon and beyond the lie about the pardon, President Biden is doing what he claimed he would not do. He is undermining his own Justice Department. In his statement, Biden says, quote, a carefully negotiated plea deal agreed to by the Department of Justice unraveled in the courtroom with a number of my political opponents in Congress taking credit for bringing political pressure on the process, unquote. But that is not entirely what happened. That, quote, political pressure was not the only factor. The plea deal collapsed in part because Hunter Biden wanted more immunity than prosecutors were offering. And now it's President Biden, not his successor, President-elect Trump, who is blaming his own Department of Justice for being politicized, saying, quote, I also believe raw politics has infected this process and it led to a miscarriage of justice, unquote. Today's special counsel David Weiss, who prosecuted Hunter Biden, pushed back on the president's justification for pardoning his son in a court filing, quote, there was none and never has been any evidence of vindictive or selective prosecution in this case, Weiss wrote. There are right now plenty of officials at the U.S. Justice Department furious at President Biden for blaming them for doing their jobs to uphold the law against a lawbreaker, Hunter Biden. There is even anger from members of the president's party openly, such as Senator Michael Bennet of Colorado, who posted on Twitter, quote, President Biden's decision put personal interest ahead of duty and further erodes America's faith that the Justice Department is fair and equal for all. Or Senator Gary Peters of Michigan, who posted, quote, President Biden's decision to pardon his son was wrong. The president's family and allies shouldn't get special treatment. This was an improper use of power. It erodes trust in our government, and it emboldens others to bend justice to suit their interests. And look, while we all can sympathize with a president who has already lost 2 children, under tragic circumstances, and surely most of us would help our kids in any way we possibly could. It is also true that today's act further portrays the criminal justice system as one that helps the well-connected. Prisons are full of people who have made bad choices, even broken laws, because of their addictions. It's too bad for them that they have the wrong last name.